My name is Raiden Peterson, and I was the supervisor for the takedown of the old Hollywood sign and rebuilding a new Hollywood sign. We started a takedown on August the 8th, 1978, and we finished the complete sign as you see it today on October 30th, 1978. My boss knew somebody that was a PR man for Hughes Helicopter, and lo and behold, we was very fortunate to get Greg Ashe to do the work for us to lift all these beams up and set them up.
I had just started working for Hughes. I'd only been there a couple of months. I worked over in Indonesia for 4 years for the oil companies, and we moved oil rigs. And then before that, just before I went to work for Hughes, I was working out of Santa Monica, and I did a lot of work setting air conditioners on rooftops.
Well, I knew it was going to be quite a difficult job because the old sign that we was taking down, it was pretty ragged. About half of the letter O was already blown down or fallen down, and part of the H was gone, and it was pretty dangerous tack.
I recall the discussions at the time. They wanted to just tear it down altogether. Then they got together and decided it'd be a good idea to rebuild it.
It became a historical monument in 1973. So this had to be rebuilt exactly the same size that it was when we took the old sign, down. Because letter W, you find on the blueprints that it's a little bit off center. The center part of the W, it's a little off center the way it was built to begin with, and so we built it the exact same way it was. They held us up a little bit because every time we cut letters down, we had to notify channels 2, 4, 7, and 11.
They cut the beams into sections that we could handle. They were about 1,400 or 1,500 pounds apiece, which was just about all we could lift with that helicopter. Actually, the beams weighed slightly more than the empty weight of the helicopter. We took off from the Hughes plant in Culver City and just flew it up here. And they had the holes dug for the foundation pieces. And so the first day we set all the first level in, all the ones that only stuck out about 4 feet from the hole. And then I think it was probably 3 weeks later that we came back to do the next. In the meantime, they poured all the concrete and got everything leveled up the way they wanted it.
Every day I had at least 8 people up there, and when I needed more people, I had 12 people up there, because we had to dig all these footings by hand and jackhammer. I
set one right on top of the lower one, and there were 3 guys on the post that was already in place. And as soon as they got a hold of it and put the alignment tool in, the 3rd guy would climb up the one that I just brought and unhook it, so that I could take the cable back up to the top for the next one. Probably the most difficult thing is to do that, you have to look straight down. And that's a little bit different than normal flying. Normally you're looking at the horizon, and it's much easier to tell when there's a little bank angle. I had an emergency release in there on the cable in case we had any problems with the helicopter. And told them, pay attention, because if I have to let it go, the cable is coming your way. Each I-beam was in 4 sections, and they were about 15 feet long each, as I recall. The first one went in the ground, probably 10 feet into the ground, and then we stacked 3 more sections on top of that. The letters were actually 45 feet high, and we built it exactly the same as it was before. The letters themselves are 45 foot high. 2 per letter, with the exception of the W has 3. I think the Y had 3. The whole job, to taking the sign down and rebuilding it, it took 60 days, or over a period of 3 months actually. We bid $165,000, and we did it for $153,030.86. It's a world icon. It's shown all over the world, and there's nothing like it any place else in the world that I know of. So it's quite a thing to have taken part in having something to do with it, the building of it. that'll be there when the mountain leaves. It's there for good.